Hello, welcome Universal Family to the podcast of Positive Mind, Positive Vibes, and Positive Life. Today I am so excited and I am your host, Dr. Donalia Dietrich, and we have some wonderful things to talk about today. And I want to introduce you to my special guest. Oh my God, you're just gonna be blown away on this information. And my special guest is Aurelia Acosta, and we just want to welcome her right now. Come and say hello.
Hi, Donalia. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. I am so glad that you took time out of your busy schedule to be here with the Universal family. Awesome. Now, I want to ask you, what do you believe is the best way to heal an illness?
Well, I want your audience to know that, first of all, this is a broad topic, and the body does have the capacity to heal itself, and it heals itself all the time. We're just not aware of that. So
Hmm.
sometimes you get a little cut.
Hmm.
If it didn't heal itself, if the body didn't heal itself, it would stay open, but it doesn't. It immediately starts to coagulate blood so that you don't bleed to death. And that's just one example. You get a bruise, it goes away in a few days. The body's healing at the cellular level. And I would really like to convey my conviction that the body can and does heal itself. This is the way that we were designed by the divine, whether you picture the divine as Buddha, um, whoever you picture it as, Allah, it doesn't matter. What matters is that we're divinely designed, and inherent within us is the body's capacity to heal itself. And we have that. And what I'm all about and what I'm up to is showing people ways that they can do it with different methodologies. And I want to say something else.
Hmm.
um, this isn't about religion, it's about
Hmm.
spirituality, which is a much bigger, broader topic.
Yes.
When you told me that that's what you were into and that's what your audience pretty much believed, I was delighted because people start arguing about, well, it doesn't mean this, it means that, et cetera, et cetera. I don't care who
That's
you believe
right.
in. What's
That's
important
right.
is that you
Hmm.
believe, and more important than believing is that you know that the body has a capacity to heal itself. And something else is a sideline that's very important. I am are the two most important and powerful words in
Hmm.
the language, whether you're
Yes.
Italian, Spanish, French, German. So you never want to say, I am sick. You can
Hmm.
say something like, my body is experiencing a cold. I'm experiencing
Awesome. Hmm.
um, a pain in my body's right hip. And because the important thing is that your audience know as well that we are not our bodies. We are divine beings having, yes, I'm sure you've heard this
Hmm. Yes.
human experience. So the vessel that we chose on this human experience is a body, a physical body, but that's not who we are. We're so much bigger and grander than that.
That's right.
We are housed in this being, in this body temporarily, and yet the scriptures say that this is our temple, and we don't take very good care of our temple at times, unfortunately. And I'm here to invite you and to bring awareness that this is our temple, and that every word that we say, and I'm guilty of this too, resonates throughout our body.
Hmm.
You say, I am sick, I am this, I am that, I'm a diabetic. Well, your body, every cell in your body's listening to that, and it's going to give you more of that. So I would be very, very careful. And I still catch myself when I say things like, I've got a pain, my body's right hip,
Hmm.
I'm experiencing a cold. And all of these things are temporary. They're not permanent. And the doctor doesn't get to decide what you have, how long you have it, or how to treat it unless you agree with him. we're going to get into that further. So I've seen the,
Yes.
oh my goodness, my little puppy's excited. I've seen,
How cute! How cute is this? Awesome.
I've seen it happen over and over that the
Uh,
body heals. Unfortunately, today's thinking is I'm going to go to the doctor and give them a long list of I've got this, 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 and this. Fix me. And that's not the way it works. And when you run into, see, even Luna agrees. That's my puppy. And
yeah.
when you go to see a doctor, if he's an older doctor, a lot of them are not very comfortable with you being an active participant in your health.
Mhm.
And I'm inviting everyone, whether you use allopathic medicine, holistic medicine, or any other medicine, to be an active participant in your health. If the doctor says you have this, this, and this,
Mhm.
go home and do research on what it means,
Mhm.
what it is, how you can treat it, with using natural methodologies, what's available, what not to do.
Mhm.
Don't just take the doctor's word for it. The doctor has been indoctrinated in the Rockefeller agenda, which says drugs for everybody. And
Mhm.
how has that worked? Not well
Mhm.
at all.
Yeah, that is so wonderful. I love the way that you pointed out about I am. We have to be careful what we put
Yes,
behind the I am,
right.
that name. And I'm so glad you brought that out because that is true. That I
Yes,
know that there's a difference between the fact and the truth. There's a fact that this might be happening with our body, but the truth is, I am healed. And so
right.
I
I am
love the way
whole.
that you brought that out so
That's right.
plain. I just love it. This is so
You're welcome.
awesome.
You're
Yes,
welcome.
indeed.
Hallelujah.
And what, let's, which one of these methodologies do you use to help the body heal?
Well, we start off with our word, right? And
Mm-hmm.
if you recall in the scriptures, in the Bible, it says, in the beginning was the word.
Yes.
Our word is so powerful. Everything is formed twice, first in the mind and then in the physical realm.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want you to know is that that's wonderful and that's great. And we have advanced to the degree where I go back to Tesla, who said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy,
That's right.
frequency, and
And
vibration.
vibration.
And the technology that I'm referring to uses infrared light to activate your body's stem cells to
Mhm.
help your body to heal. This is fascinating technology, and it works because we are light beings. And if you recall, there are several scriptures in the Bible that talk about how we are light.
Mhm.
And Jesus also says, I am the light. And so if we are made in his image and likeness, we are light too.
Mhm. Yes, we are. That's my philosophy. I am light. I am love. I am peace within. And
Yes,
I was really excited when you told me about how the infrared, how we emit that from our body. And I just got all excited
right,
about that. And I
right,
said, "Oh, wow, you must share this with the universe about how we are light. Our
right.
cells they're lit up."
Yes,
And
yes,
mhm. And I
yes,
even went to some studies before that. We carry a tune. We have our own personalized tune that goes on in our body. And when our
absolutely.
body gets out of tune, it just goes haywire.
Haywire. That's right. So the same thing with music, like the high frequency music.
Yes.
I'm listening to something right now by Beethoven, and that actually opens your mind, your focus. All of this has been proven, which takes us right back to the Schumann resonance, which is the
Yes.
vibration that the earth has. It has its own healing vibration,
Yeah.
which also takes us back to grounding. There are many ways that we could go with this conversation. I know our time is limited, but suffice it to say that there are a lot of things that we can do right now to
Mhm.
heal, to help our bodies to heal, along with speaking positive and along with envisioning this. These are so important. And then there's always something to activate your body's stem cells.
Yeah. Yes. And talking about stem cells, give us more information about that.
Well, the body has stem cells, and those are what help us to heal and to repair. But the problem is that by the time we're 30, half of our stem cells are dormant. This is what the scientific literature has proven. By the time we're 60, you've got 95 to 98% of those same stem cells that are dormant.
Mm.
And so what happens is that the body loses its capacity to heal. And that's why you see sharp declines in age. You may not feel it, but by the time you're 30, at the cellular level, the body is already considered old. You'll hear a lot of doctors talk about
Wow.
best time to prevent Alzheimer's when you're in your 30s, if not
Oh
earlier.
my
Because this isn't
goodness.
something that just shows up at the last minute. It's something that's been brewing. I used to go to another doctor's home to hear him give talks here in the area, and he
Hmm.
said that cancer was a verb because we're always cancer-ing. Why is that? Because we have cancer cells in our body right now. The reason that these don't overpopulate and we express full-blown cancer is because of all of the other cells that are fighting that, the
Mm.
things that we do, and our thoughts, and things like activating our stem cells. All of those things are done to help us stay young, to reactivate the body's stem cells. So what happens is by the time you're 60 to 70, the telomeres, which are like shoelaces at the end, which are like the ends of shoelaces, will
Mm.
shorten. And so that shortens your lifespan.
Wow.
And the body loses its capacity to heal, which means that if you go for a workout, I just came back from one, it's going to take your body longer to heal because you've got stem cells that are dormant. If you have a cold, it's going to take longer to heal because your body, again, has stem cells that are dormant. The stem cells in the brain, which this is really scary. We're walking around with dormant stem
Oh
cells in our
my
brain.
goodness.
And this is why we start to forget things, and they call it a senior moment, and we laugh. This is not normal because the way the brain works is firing and wiring. So the
Hmm. That's
more
true.
things, ideas that you have, the more you remember things, the more you know things,
Hmm.
the more a groove is created where we should automatically remember things, but we don't because the stem cells are dormant and there is inflammation in the brain. That inflammation leads to the three things that you see now worldwide, especially after the the cooties hogwash. That's what I like to call it,
All
which
right.
are depression, PTSD, and anxiety. And those are big problems. My cousin had a friend of his, her husband's come over, and this
Uh-huh.
gentleman suffered severely from panic attacks to where he couldn't even drive home. He had his
Whoa.
wife to come get him. So this is a serious condition that we have in society today, along with depression and PTSD, which is trauma. And after everything that we were put through with this whole cooties hogwash,
Mm-hmm.
all
Mm-hmm.
fearful. And people don't realize it. And then people are glued to the TV watching the next big scandal, the next big illness. You know
Oh,
what? I don't believe in any of that. I know that my body is strong and
that's
can
right.
handle that, and
That's
that I do everything I can and then some to stay healthy. And I activate my stem cells daily.
mm-hmm. Mm.
And so you can be aware that that's going on out there, but it's not for you. It's not speaking to you.
Yeah. Wow, this is really amazing just to know that how things decline. There's
Yes,
always this decline going
right,
on.
right. So
Yes, mhm.
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I see now how this all comes back together. You have to be careful what you say
That's right.
because
That's
you're
right.
right. Your cells are listening.
Here. That's right. Every cell in your body is listening.
Oh,
And
wow.
the thing is too that we experience certain declines. Like when I hit 50, I noticed that my hair was wiry. I had more gray hair coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And it just wasn't the same. I dried up a little bit more, my ears, my nose.
Mm-hmm.
But these are things that can be reversed. There's nothing there, the power that made the body
Mm-hmm.
can heal the body. I
Mm,
promise you that. I mean, there have been people that have had cancer and have healed with that from that because they did different natural methodologies to help heal. Chemo will kill you eventually.
mm.
Chemo is killing every cell in your body, good and bad. And
Ah,
that's not what we want. We want
that's
the
right.
opposite. So I use doctors to tell me what's going on with my body, the conditions that I'm experiencing. And then I look for ways to help it heal at the cellular level, not patch it up. There's a big difference there. So
Yes, that's
obviously, if someone's in an accident, they will go to the emergency room. And then after they come out, my first suggestion would be detox from the drugs they gave you because all drugs have extremely harmful side effects.
mm,
After you detox, look for ways to strengthen your immune system and to reverse that condition and to help your body heal.
wow,
You're not stuck with that
this
condition.
is something. Now, what has been your experience with stem cells?
Well, the product, which we never got to, is the X39 by LifeWave.
Okay.
And what I noticed the first day I put it on, decreased pain by about 80-90% in my body's right hip.
Mm,
That was amazing. And then I noticed that my overall mood improved because what it does is it balances the left and the right hemisphere and lessens the depression, the anxiety, and the trauma, the PTSD. So my mother had died a few months before I started using it, and I got it just in time because it really has helped. But again, you don't want to just do one thing, whether it's the X39 stem cell patch, or
hmm.
whether it's a supplement, or whether it's exercise. You have to do all of these all throughout until you die because the body needs that. Somebody told me, well, I don't want to do the stem cell patch forever. I just want to use it and be done with it. That's not the
Right.
way it works. It would be nice. You eat every day. You have a bowel movement every day,
Yeah,
hopefully. You
that's right.
urinate every day. You take a shower every day,
Yeah,
hopefully, because every day you get
every
dirty.
day.
Every day,
Every
every day.
day.
And instead of looking at it like, oh man, I got to do this, I get to do this. I get to put on a patch. The technology behind this patch is fascinating because it works with the infrared light.
Mhm.
It's non-transdermal, so there's nothing that's going into the body. It has nanocrystals that are activated by that infrared light.
Okay.
And that patch sends a low frequency vibration back into the body so that it can start making copper peptides. And those copper peptides, in turn, wake up the stem cells. So the body, if you know anything about it, is extremely complicated and complex. And I find it ludicrous when
Mhm.
I hear people say, well, the science is settled. There is no such thing because we're always learning and expanding and growing and
Yeah,
finding out more and more and more. And
right.
so with the patch, you activate those stem cells via this process. There are a lot of things in the body that are a process, like the thyroid. People
Uh-huh.
test for the T3, but it's not the T3 that's important. It's the T4 that activates the T3. I could be saying it backwards, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. The
Uh-huh.
process for the body, like if you have knee pain,
Okay.
well, it's not coming from the knee unless you bang it up against something or you've done a lot of strenuous movements to hurt it. It could be coming from the hip and it's referred pain. It could be, shh, see, Luna agrees with me. It could be coming from wearing high heels. And so
Uh-huh.
your knee is not stable. That's what happened with me.
Mm,
So it could go two ways. It could come from the hip to the knee or the foot to the knee. If you pronate, that could create a problem. And these are things that I've known for years. And if you have a good chiropractor, which I highly recommend, I have two that I work with,
okay.
they're going to explain this to you. So you're not going to just attack the knee. You're going to look at the hip, strengthening the knee, find out what's going on with the foot. Gary Brecka says that if you have a plant that's dying
Mhm.
and you call what is it called, a I forgot the guys that look at plants. Horti,
Right.
I forgot.
Yeah, I
They're
know what
not
you're
gonna
talking about. Yeah.
they're not gonna look at the leaf and say, "Oh, the leaf is dying, and here's where it started to die, and look, it's 2/3 dead." They are going to look at the soil. What's in the soil? Where is the plant placed? How often are you watering it? Do you have it near music that is disruptive, that is out of the Schumann resonance?
Mm.
All of those things come to play. So why, when it comes to the body, do we want to attack it from the outside in instead of looking at the inside out? That
Right.
makes sense?
That makes a lot of sense. Now, you mentioned there are two types of patches. You said the X39 and the X49.
We have several patches.
Okay.
The X39 is the newest one and was actually developed in 2020 when this whole cooties hogwash mess got started. The X
I just love your term. You're gonna make me start saying it.
That's something by Peggy Hall. Yeah, because anyway, the deal is, I don't want to get off topic. The deal is that David Schmidt, the founder, has been in business for over 20 years. He has over 150 patents. He was contacted by the US government, by the Navy SEALs, to create a technology that would keep the Navy SEALs awake because they have, I think, 30-hour shifts. So they were falling asleep. So he created, if I'm not mistaken, it's the X49. I always lead with the X39 because it's so miraculous. But we do have patches for other things.
Mhm.
And then there are other companies too that have patches. I find that ours work the best. And I find that the X39 is a patch that no one else has. And when you take care of as broad a topic as activating the body's stem cells, then you've got a major force working with your body. And then you look at other things that you can do because there are always going to be other things going on. I mean, we're swimming in a soup of toxicity, right? You've got
Mhm.
chemtrails, fluoride in the water,
Yeah.
GMOs,
Mhm.
glyphosate.
Mhm.
Do I need to go on?
Yeah.
Metals all around us,
We all
um,
just
shots that we're getting
bombarded.
that
Mhm.
the body's constantly bombarded. I consider it a miracle that we're alive because when you look at everything that's up against us,
Mhm.
it's scary, it's shocking. And I've seen so many documentaries that talk about this. Even babies that are born have all
Mm.
this toxic
Oh,
ingredient.
no.
That's really sad.
Mhm.
So it's up to us as to what we can do to help our bodies to heal. Now, there's something that's very interesting that takes place, which
Mhm.
is a lot of people that are in the spiritual realm
Okay.
or work in this arena
Mhm.
think that I'm just going to wish it away. I'm just going
Mm-mm.
to think positive, and that's great.
Mm-mm.
And that's a wonderful component. But remember, we're physical,
Mhm.
emotional,
That's right.
spiritual, and mental.
And
So you
mental.
have this physical temple. You can't just get a cut and say, I'm going to pray it away. Well, you can
That's
pray
right.
for it to heal faster, and you're going to put on a patch, and you're going to put on something to take care of the wound. You're going
That's
to do
right.
several things.
Mhm.
And if you don't, it's very ignorant of you not to, because
Mhm.
you can't just say, well, I'm doing this and this
That's
and this.
so true.
You
That's
know,
right. Hmm.
somebody that I know is now doing Joe Dispenza's work. Well, Joe Dispenza has his own line of supplements.
Hmm.
If all you needed were the positive thinking, even if it's Joe Dispenza's meditation,
Hmm.
and you're not taking care of the physical body, you're missing out.
You sure are.
And some people, I don't believe in sin, but some people consider it a sin. What
Mm.
I do believe in and what I do know is that we're not punished for our sins, we're punished by our sins. In other words, and I don't believe in that theory, but
Hmm.
I'm using it as an example to show it's not like God is upstairs thinking, you messed up, whack, I'm gonna whack.
Yeah. And some
It's
people
like,
think that way. Hmm.
that's right. It's like you did this and
You
here are
did
the results.
this.
You
Hmm.
did that and here are the results for that.
Hmm.
You tried this and here are
Yeah.
the results for that.
And they'll go through a whole list of everything that you've done. Hmm. Yeah.
That's the way it is. And this is one of the easiest things that you can do. So it's a little round patch. You put it on. The two areas that were tested were the I believe it's called the C6. I don't recall one.
Now, what location is that? Is that
No,
going to
that's
be the
where
back of
the,
your neck?
yeah, where the neck meets the back. There's a little bony structure that,
Little bone right there.
yeah,
Hmm.
and then 2 inches below the waistline. And
Oh.
the reason why that's so important is because when they did the testing, when they did the case studies, they needed to find a consistent place where these were placed so that they could report results. But
Hmm.
there is no wrong place to put the patch. If you have a
Oh.
pain in your hip, you're going to put it in your hip. If you
Mhm.
have a problem with your knee, you're going to put it on your knee. Recently,
Mhm.
I experienced plantar fasciitis on my body's right foot, and I'm still going through that.
Mhm.
And I'm stretching and strengthening. Well, not strengthening right now,
Mhm.
stretching. And I'm going to get a gun to give my body massages there because you need to release the fascia, which is the problem. It's pulling on the foot and it hurts like
Oh.
heck.
And so your patch is on your foot?
So I put it on the ankle. I put
Okay.
it on the ankle. Right.
Mhm.
Right. And I do notice a decrease when I put it on the ankle. So just to let everybody know, you can put the patch anywhere. It
Okay.
works.
Now, is this patch round or
Yes,
square?
it's a little round patch
Round, like a,
and
okay.
it's made with medical grade adhesive
Mm-hmm.
and you put it on. I usually put mine on in the morning and
Mm-hmm.
take it off at night and I shower after I put it on and it stays on.
Oh.
But if you don't like that, you can put it on after you shower. It's up
Mm.
to you either way you do it.
Oh, wow.
So,
This is awesome.
yes,
It's great. Well, I just really just thank you so much. You're going to have to come back again.
I
We need to talk
will.
some more.
I will.
The people need to know more and about this technology.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And about other tools, I'm going to give your audience one last tool. This is,
Okay.
I think, would be helpful. This is a song that I love. We started singing it in church. I go to the Unity Church. And the song is Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. And my minister was saying that she had a cold a few months,
Uh-huh.
and she kept singing that song over and over.
Oh, wow.
And it
I
helped.
like
Because,
that.
when you get a cold, even though it's something as simple as a cold, you feel like you're going to die because colds can be so severe, but it doesn't have to be that way.
That's so true. Well, I love that song. I'm going to hear that song going to go out. We're going to hear more people singing that song and need to share it with the children, everyone.
Yes, yes, we have children that need
Yes,
to sing it. Yes.
absolutely. This is
Yes.
awesome.
And
Yes,
turn off the TV. Stop listening to the right, the
yes.
left, and the in between. Just stop.
Hmm. Yes. Well, I tell you what, it's been a joy. Oh my goodness. I want to thank you so much for being my special guest, and you will be coming back again.
Thank you. Thank you. I look forward to it.
That's right. You're coming back again because you are such a joy, and I love the way that we resonate.
Yes.
Uh-huh,
Yes.
we resonate. So this is awesome. So I want to thank my listeners for being here with us, and I really want you to get these patches. Now, tell us about how we can get in touch with you.
So the best way is for you to call me. I'm one of those old-fashioned people
Me
that picks
too.
up the phone when I get a call. And if I don't, it's because I'm busy or I'm in a meeting. But as
Right.
soon as I'm done, I'm going to call you back. So call
Yes.
me. I'm not afraid of picking up the phone call. It's 832-858-4260, and I'll be happy to send more information on LifeWave. Do yourself a favor, and instead of looking up information, call me. We've got a separate website that you can look at. that has all the information that you could possibly be searching for. And then you can make an informed decision because nothing beats an informed decision. And stay open to find out what this could be and if it's something you might want to try. Because a lot of people think, oh, well, I've tried this and that and it didn't work, and they become skeptical. And I get it. But don't be ignorant in the true sense of the word. You don't know if this is something that could really help you.
That's true. That is so true. Thank you so
Welcome.
much. And we're going to say goodbye to our